What makes a person truly attractive? Is it the perfect smile, the flawless skin, or the designer clothes? No. We've all met people who look great on the outside but leave us feeling uninspired. And then there are those who walk into a room and instantly command attention, not because of their looks, but because of their presence. Today, I want to share with you the secret habits of highly attractive people, not in the superficial sense, but in the way that makes people want to be around them, follow them, and trust them. Attractive people don't just happen by chance. There is something deeper about them, something that makes others want to be around them, listen to them, and follow their lead. It's not about external beauty, fashion choices, or the latest trends. It's about a deep-rooted sense of self, an unshakable understanding of who they are and what they stand for. When you meet someone who knows themselves fully, you can feel it. Their energy is different. They don't second-guess themselves or seek constant approval. They don't change their personality to fit the situation or mold themselves to be liked. Instead, they move with certainty, not because they have all the answers, but because they are aligned with their core values. People who lack this self-awareness often struggle to connect with others in a meaningful way. They may try to be everything to everyone, but in doing so, they lose their own identity. They seek validation from external sources, social media likes, compliments, or even the approval of strangers. But highly attractive people understand that true confidence comes from within, not from the opinions of others. Knowing who you are is not about being perfect. It's about being honest with yourself, understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your passions, and your purpose. It's about owning your story, embracing your experiences, and not being afraid of where you've been or where you're going. When you truly know yourself, you become unshakable in a world that constantly tries to shape you into something else. Attractive people also have clarity about what they stand for. They have values that guide their decisions, their actions, and their interactions with others. They don't compromise their integrity for the sake of fitting in. If they believe in kindness, they show it even when it's inconvenient. If they believe in honesty, they speak the truth even when it's difficult. If they value respect, they treat everyone, regardless of status or background, with the same level of dignity. This clarity of purpose is what makes them so compelling. When they speak, they do so with conviction. When they take action, they do so with intention. There is no hesitation, no doubt about their path. And that certainty is magnetic. Think about the most attractive people you've ever met, not just in appearance, but in presence. Chances are they didn't try to impress you. They didn't pretend to be someone they weren't. Instead, they showed up as their authentic selves, unapologetically. And that authenticity is what made them stand out. It's easy to be influenced by outside forces, to be swayed by what society tells us we should be. But the truth is, the more you try to be like everyone else, the less attractive you become. People are drawn to those who are real, who have depth, who know exactly what they bring to the table and aren't afraid to own it. To cultivate this level of self-awareness, you have to be willing to do the inner work. Spend time reflecting on what truly matters to you. Ask yourself what you believe in, what drives you, and what kind of impact you want to have on the world. The more you understand yourself, the more confident and grounded you will become. When you walk into a room, people won't be drawn to you because of your clothes, your status, or your charm. They will be drawn to you because of the way you carry yourself, the quiet confidence that says, I know who I am, and I don't need to be anything else. That is the kind of attractiveness that lasts. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have. It's not about being the loudest in the room or having an inflated ego. True confidence is quiet, steady, and unshakable. It's the kind of energy that makes people take notice without you needing to say a word. Highly attractive people radiate this kind of confidence because they do not seek validation from others. They don't need external approval to feel worthy because their sense of self-worth comes from within. People who lack confidence often look for reassurance from the outside world. They rely on compliments, social media likes, or the opinions of others to feel good about themselves. But the problem with external validation is that it's never enough. When your self-worth depends on other people, you are constantly chasing approval, adjusting yourself to fit in, and fearing rejection. This creates an energy of neediness, and nothing is less attractive than someone who is desperate to be liked. Truly confident people operate differently. They are comfortable in their own skin. They don't feel the need to prove themselves or seek attention. Their confidence comes from knowing who they are, embracing their strengths, and accepting their imperfections. They are aware of their value, and because of this, they move through life with a sense of ease and certainty. This kind of confidence is magnetic. When someone walks into a room with a relaxed posture, makes eye contact without hesitation, and speaks with clarity, people take notice. It's not about arrogance. It's about self-assurance. You can feel when someone is at peace with themselves. And that kind of energy is contagious. Attractive people also don't let rejection or criticism shake them. They understand that not everyone will like them, and that's okay. Instead of chasing approval, they focus on being authentic. They don't try to impress people. They focus on making meaningful connections with those who genuinely align with them. They are selective about whose opinions they value. They don't let negativity or insecurity from others dictate their sense of worth. This confidence extends to the way they handle challenges and failures. They don't crumble under pressure or let setbacks define them. Instead, they see failures as learning experiences and keep moving forward. They don't let fear stop them from taking risks or pursuing what they want in life. Their resilience makes them even more attractive because people admire those who can navigate life's ups and downs with grace and determination. Another key factor in their confidence is self-trust. They trust their decisions, their instincts, and their ability to handle whatever comes their way. They don't constantly second-guess themselves or seek reassurance from others. This kind of trust allows them to take action, make bold choices, and stand firm in their beliefs. Their confidence is also reflected in their interactions with others. They don't feel the need to dominate conversations or prove their intelligence. Instead, they listen more than they speak. They don't try to outshine others or seek attention. They are comfortable letting others have the spotlight because they know their worth isn't dependent on being the center of attention. Ultimately, what makes confident people so attractive is that they bring a sense of security to those around them. People feel safe in their presence because they are not playing games, seeking approval, or pretending to be something they're not. They are real, grounded, and self-assured. Confidence without the need for validation is a powerful thing. It allows you to walk into any situation with your head high, knowing that you are enough just as you are. And when you believe that, the world believes it too. Attractive people have a way of making others feel special. It's not about what they wear, how they look, or what they say about themselves. It's about how they make others feel in their presence. They have an energy that draws people in, not because they demand attention, but because they give it freely. They know that the secret to real attraction isn't trying to impress people. It's making people feel valued, seen, and heard. Think about the last time you had a conversation with someone who made you feel like the most important person in the room. They weren't checking their phone, looking over your shoulder, or waiting for their turn to speak. They were fully engaged, listening with genuine curiosity. They weren't just hearing your words, they were understanding you. That's what highly attractive people do. They have mastered the art of making others feel significant. And that's why people are drawn to them. One of the most powerful ways they do this is through active listening. Most people listen just to respond. They wait for a pause in the conversation to jump in with their own story or opinion. But attractive people listen to understand. They ask thoughtful questions. They remember details. They make eye contact. They show through their body language and their words that they are fully present. This presence is rare in today's fast-paced world where distractions are everywhere. We live in a time where people are constantly scrolling, multitasking, and half listening. So when someone gives you their full attention, it feels different. It feels special. And that's why attractive people stand out. They also make others feel important by giving genuine compliments. But here's the key. Their compliments go beyond surface-level praise. Instead of just saying, "You look nice today," they might say, "I love how passionate you are when you talk about your work." They notice the little things about people that others overlook. And because their compliments are thoughtful and specific, they feel sincere. Another habit of highly attractive people is that they lift others up. They celebrate other people's successes instead of feeling threatened by them. They don't compete for attention or try to one-up others. Instead, they encourage, support, and inspire. When someone shares good news, they genuinely share in their excitement. They don't minimize or redirect the conversation back to themselves. Attractive people also make others feel important by making them feel comfortable. They create a welcoming energy wherever they go. They don't judge, criticize, or make others feel small. Instead, they offer warmth, kindness, and acceptance. They put people at ease, making them feel safe to be themselves. One of the most underrated qualities of highly attractive people is their ability to remember and acknowledge people. They don't treat conversations as forgettable moments. If they meet someone once and that person mentions a big event coming up, they'll follow up the next time they see them. They remember names, details, and personal stories. This small act makes people feel seen, which is one of the deepest human needs. Attractive people also know the power of making others feel like they belong. They include people in conversations, they introduce them to others, they make space for them, whether in a social setting or at work. They never let someone feel like an outsider. Ultimately, the reason highly attractive people make others feel important is that they are secure in themselves. They don't need to put others down to feel good. They understand that true influence comes from how you make people feel, not how much attention you get. At the end of the day, people won't always remember what you said or did, but they will always remember how you made them feel. And that is the secret to real attraction. Attractive people have a way of lighting up a room the moment they walk in. It's not because they are the loudest or the most physically striking. It's because of the energy they bring. Their presence is magnetic, their enthusiasm is contagious, and their spirit uplifts those around them. This kind of energy isn't about being hyperactive or forcing excitement. It's about the way they make people feel when they interact with them. They exude positivity, confidence, and a sense of aliveness that naturally draws others in. One of the reasons they stand out is that they're intentional about their energy. They understand that energy is something you cultivate, not something you wait to feel. They don't show up drained, disengaged, or passive. Instead, they choose to bring a sense of vitality and presence to every situation. Whether they are in a one-on-one conversation or speaking to a crowd, they engage fully. They make people feel like they are exactly where they want to be. This energy is a combination of enthusiasm, passion, and emotional intelligence. Enthusiasm is powerful because it's infectious. When someone is genuinely excited about what they're doing, talking about, or experiencing, others feel it too. It's hard not to be drawn to someone who speaks with passion, who lights up when they talk about their work, hobbies, or dreams. Highly attractive people have a natural excitement about life, and that energy spreads to the people around them. Emotional intelligence plays a big role in the energy they bring. They are aware of the atmosphere in a room, how people are feeling, and what kind of presence is needed. If a group is feeling low, they know how to uplift the mood. If someone is struggling, they bring warmth and encouragement. They don't just walk into a space with their own agenda, they adapt, respond, and enhance the environment they are in. They also radiate an energy of positivity. This doesn't mean they ignore challenges or pretend everything is perfect. It means they choose to focus on solutions rather than problems, on opportunities rather than obstacles. Their optimism isn't forced, it's a mindset. People love being around them because they make life feel lighter, easier, and more exciting. They inspire others to see the good in situations and believe in possibilities. Another key to their energy is their body language. They stand tall, make eye contact, and move with confidence. Their posture and expressions show that they are engaged and present. They use open and inviting gestures, making people feel comfortable and included. A warm smile, a firm handshake, or a genuine nod can completely change the dynamic of an interaction. Their energy is felt before they even say a word. Highly attractive people also know how to manage their energy. They take care of themselves, physically, mentally, and emotionally, so they can show up fully in every situation. They prioritize rest, movement, and self-care, understanding that you can't give your best to others if you're running on empty. They don't drain themselves trying to please everyone. Instead, they focus on bringing quality energy to the moments that matter. Another reason they are so compelling is that their energy is consistent. They don't have wild mood swings that make people unsure of what to expect. They are stable, reliable, and emotionally steady. Their energy is like a steady flame rather than an unpredictable spark. People feel safe and uplifted in their presence because they are consistent in the way they show up. At the core of their energy is a deep love for life. They find joy in the little things, excitement in the journey, and gratitude for the present moment. This zest for life is what makes them truly attractive. They don't wait for happiness, they create it. And in doing so, they inspire everyone around them to do the same. Attractive people don't try to be someone they're not. They don't mold themselves to fit into expectations, follow trends just to blend in, or pretend to be something they aren't for the sake of approval. Instead, they embrace who they are fully, unapologetically, and with confidence. Their authenticity is what makes them so magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who are real. There's something refreshing about someone who isn't afraid to be themselves, who speaks their truth, and who carries themselves with a quiet confidence that says, I know who I am, and I'm okay with it. In a world where many people put on masks, highly attractive individuals stand out simply because they don't. They understand that the best way to connect with others is not by trying to be perfect, but by being genuine. Being authentic doesn't mean being the loudest person in the room or always sharing every thought that comes to mind. It means being honest about who you are, your values, your opinions, your passions, and even your flaws. It means showing up as yourself rather than playing a role that you think will make people like you. And ironically, when you stop trying to impress people and start being real, you become even more attractive. One reason authenticity is so powerful is that it creates trust. People can sense when someone is being fake, and it immediately creates a disconnect. On the other hand, when someone is genuine, it makes others feel comfortable around them. There's no guessing game, no hidden agenda, just a real, honest interaction. This is why highly attractive people build deep, meaningful relationships. They don't just attract people on a surface level, they create connections that last. Authentic people also don't waste energy worrying about what others think of them. They understand that no matter what they do, not everyone will like them. And that's okay. Instead of chasing approval, they focus on being true to themselves. They wear what they like, speak their minds respectfully, and pursue passions that genuinely excite them, not just what's popular. This self-assuredness is incredibly appealing because it signals confidence without arrogance. Another thing that makes them so compelling is that they own their imperfections. They don't try to hide their flaws or pretend they have it all figured out. They are open about their struggles and mistakes, which makes them relatable. When people see someone who embraces their imperfections instead of trying to cover them up, it gives them permission to do the same. This is why highly attractive people often inspire others, not because they are perfect, but because they are real. Authenticity also gives people a sense of freedom. When you're around someone who is completely themselves, it encourages you to do the same. You don't feel pressured to be anything other than who you are. This is why highly attractive people have a natural ability to make others feel comfortable and valued. They create an environment where people feel accepted, not judged. Another key trait of authentic people is that they don't change their personality based on who they're with. They are the same person in every situation, whether they're talking to a stranger, a close friend, or a powerful leader. They don't act one way in private and another in public. This consistency is rare, and it makes them deeply trustworthy. Authentic people also set boundaries. They don't say yes just to please others or agree with something just to avoid conflict. They have the courage to stand up for what they believe in and walk away from situations that don't align with their values. This level of self-respect is incredibly attractive because it shows strength of character. At the heart of authenticity is self-acceptance. Highly attractive people aren't constantly chasing an image or trying to be liked by everyone. They know who they are, they embrace it, and they let the world see them for who they truly are. And that kind of self-assurance, it's irresistible. Highly attractive people have something deeper driving them. They are not just focused on their own success, happiness, or image. They are connected to something bigger than themselves. Whether it's a mission, a cause, or a vision for making the world better in some way, they live with a sense of purpose. This sense of purpose makes them incredibly magnetic because people are naturally drawn to those who stand for something greater than personal gain. When someone is passionate about a cause, you can feel it in their words, their actions, and their energy. It's inspiring. They don't just go through life chasing superficial goals. They are working towards something meaningful. This could be anything. Helping others, creating art that moves people, teaching, building communities, or solving important problems. Whatever it is, their dedication to it gives them a sense of direction, drive, and fulfillment that radiates outward. One of the most attractive qualities a person can have is passion, and people with a bigger purpose are full of it. Passion is contagious. When you meet someone who talks about their purpose with excitement, it's hard not to feel inspired yourself. Their enthusiasm sparks curiosity. It makes others want to be around them, learn from them, and even join them in their mission. Having a bigger purpose also gives people a deep sense of confidence. They don't need validation from others because their motivation comes from within. They wake up every day with a clear reason to keep going. When challenges arise, they don't back down because their purpose is bigger than their fears. This resilience and determination make them incredibly attractive. They are not easily swayed by distractions or temporary setbacks. They stay committed to their path, and that kind of focus is rare and admirable. People who serve a bigger purpose also have a different kind of energy. They are not weighed down by self-doubt or consumed by trivial concerns. They are not caught up in gossip, negativity, or pointless competition. Instead, they are forward-thinking, solution-oriented, and full of life. They spend their time building something meaningful rather than wasting it on things that don't align with their purpose. This sense of clarity and intention makes them stand out in any crowd. Another reason purpose-driven people are so attractive is that they naturally uplift others. Their purpose is rarely just about themselves. It usually involves helping or inspiring those around them. They give back, mentor, support, and encourage. They don't just think about their own success, they want to see others succeed too. This generosity of spirit makes people gravitate toward them because they create a positive, empowering environment wherever they go. They also have a unique ability to stay grounded. When you are focused on a bigger purpose, you don't get caught up in temporary distractions or meaningless pursuits. You don't waste time trying to impress others because you are too busy working on something meaningful. This kind of focus creates a deep sense of inner peace, which is incredibly attractive. Serving a bigger purpose also gives life a sense of adventure. When you are working towards something greater than yourself, every day feels meaningful. Even challenges become part of the journey rather than obstacles to be feared. This kind of mindset makes life exciting, and that excitement is naturally appealing to others. People want to be part of something bigger, and when they see someone leading with purpose, it draws them in. At the core of it all, people who serve a bigger purpose are not just living for themselves. They are creating something that will outlast them. They are building a legacy, making an impact, and inspiring change. And that kind of vision, dedication, and passion, it's one of the most attractive things a person can have.